Welcome to the Elevate Life Project with your host, Michael Cohan. At the Elevate Life Project, we are dedicated to inspiring people to achieve their goals and live their dreams to their highest potential. Aim higher. Elevate your life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Elevate Life Project. I'm your host, Michael Cohan, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Thank you for making the time. And I say that intentionally because making time is exactly what we're going to talk about today. Let me ask you something. How many times this week have you said, I just don't have enough time? Or maybe it was, there aren't enough hours in the day. Or, I wish I had more time. Sound familiar? I'd be willing to bet at least one of those has come out of your mouth recently because it's one of the most common things people say. And I get it. Life is busy. You got work, family, obligations, errands, responsibilities pulling you in 100 different directions. It feels like there's never enough time to get it all done. But here's what I want you to sit with today. And I know this might sting a little. You probably have plenty of time. You do. The issue isn't the amount of time you have. The issue is how you're using it. Because here's the reality. Every single person on this planet gets the same 24 hours. You, me, the most successful person you can think of. We all get the same amount. The difference is in time. The difference is what we do with it. And there are people out there accomplishing extraordinary things with their 24 hours and still making it to dinner on time. So the question isn't, how do I get more time? The question is, why am I not getting more out of my time I already have? And I think that question deserves an honest answer. So let's break down this together. Because once you understand where your time is actually going, you can start to take it back. The first thing I want to talk about is priorities, because this is where most people fall apart. If I asked you right now, what is the most important thing you need to accomplish today? You can answer me like immediately without hesitation. Most people can't. And that's the problem. When you don't know what your priorities are, you end up busy all day long but accomplishing almost nothing that actually matters. You're checking things off a list. You're responding to emails. You're running around. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted. But you can't point to one meaningful thing you get done. That's what happens when you confuse being busy with being productive. They're not the same thing. Being busy means you're doing a lot of stuff. Being productive means you're doing the right stuff. And the only way to know what the right stuff is to get clear about your priorities. So every morning, or better yet, the night before, I want to ask yourself two questions. What is the most important thing I need to accomplish? And what is the best way for me to accomplish it? Those two questions will change the entire trajectory of your day. Because when you know what matters most, you can give it your best energy, your best focus, and your best time. Everything else can wait. Now, here's the next one. And I want to be straightforward with you about this. You're wasting time. We all do it. I'm not saying that to make you feel bad. I'm saying it because it's true and because acknowledging it is the first step to fixing it. Maybe you're procrastinating on things you don't want to do. Maybe you've got work habits that are inefficient. You're doing the things the hard way when there's a simpler approach. Maybe you're spending 45 minutes on something that should take 15 minutes because you're getting distracted. Whatever it looks like for you, there is time in your day that's being wasted. And the moment you decide, truly decide, that you're not going to waste time anymore, you'll be amazed at how much more you can get done. And closely tied to wasting time is disorganization. This one is sneaky because you might not even realize how much time it's costing you. But think about it. When was the last time spent 10 minutes looking for your keys? Or digging through emails trying to find that one message you need? Or scrambling at the last minute to pull something together because you didn't plan ahead? All that is lost time, and it adds up fast. Disorganized people always feel like they're being behind, always feel like they're rushing, and they're frequently late. Not because they don't care, but because everything takes longer than it should when your life isn't organized. Your physical space, your digital space, your schedule. When those things are in order, you move through your day with so much more ease and efficiency. Now, let's talk about something I think is one of the biggest time thieves in modern life, and that's distractions. We're all living in the most distracted era in human history. Your phone alone is a distraction factory. Notifications, social media, news alerts, text messages, all of it designed to pull your attention away from whatever you're doing. And it's not just your phone, it's the TV in the background, it's the clutter on your desk, it's the conversation you get pulled into when you should be working. It's all the little things in your life that individually seem harmless, but collectively eat up your hours of your day. And here's what makes distractions so dangerous: they don't just steal the 5 minutes you spend scrolling Instagram or any other social media, they steal the focus and momentum you had before the distractions hit. Studies show that when you get distracted from a task, it can take 20 minutes to get back to the same level of focus you had before. So, that quick check on your phone didn't cost you 2 minutes, it cost you 22 minutes. Multiply that by the number of times you get distracted in a day, and you start to see where all your timing is going. So here's what I want you to do: take an honest inventory of your distractions in your life. What's pulling you away from what matters most? And then start eliminating. The thing that don't serve you, get rid of them. The things you can't get rid of entirely, minimize them. Put your phone in another room when you're working. Turn off notifications. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Create an environment that supports focus, because your environment is either working for you or against you. There is no neutral. Now, here's the one thing that might surprise some of you, but I think it's worth talking about. When you start your day, when you start your day matters. Most of us don't do much of value in the evening. Think about your typical night. You get home, maybe you eat dinner, and then what? You're on the couch, you're scrolling your phone, you're watching something you've already seen. You're not really doing anything productive, and that's fine. We all need downtime. But here's the thing: your brain tends to wind down by late afternoon, regardless of when you wake up. So if you're starting your day at 9 in the morning, you're giving yourself maybe 6 or 7 good hours of mental energy before your brain starts to check out. But what if you shifted that? What if you went to bed an hour or two earlier and woke up an hour or two earlier? You'd be trading low quality evening hours, hours you're mostly wasting away, for high quality morning hours when your mind is fresh and sharp. There is a reason so many high performers are early risers. It's not because they're superhuman. It's because they figured out that the morning is where the magic happens. That quiet time before the world starts demanding things from you is incredibly powerful. And those extra hours in the morning can be the difference between feeling behind all day and feeling like you're in control. And here's another thing that most people never think to do: it's a game changer. Track your time. Actually, track it. Keep a simple journal, and every hour, write down how you spend the last 60 minutes. Do this for a week, and I promise you, you're going to be shocked at what you almost never find. Because we all have this story in our head about how we spend our time, and that story is almost never accurate. You think you've worked for 3 hours straight, but when you track it honestly, you realize you've worked 45 minutes and spent the rest of the time on distractions. You think you spent 15 minutes on social media, but the truth is it was closer to an hour and a half. Tracking your time focus, you see the truth. And once you see the truth, you can do something about it. And that leads directly into planning. If you don't have a plan for your day will plan itself for you. And I promise, you won't like the results. When you wake up without a plan, you're at the mercy of whatever comes at you. You're reactive instead of proactive. You're putting out fires instead of building something meaningful. But when you sit down the night before and map out your day, when you decide in advance what you're going to do and when you're going to do it, you take control. You walk into your day with purpose and direction. You know what needs to happen, and you've already decided how to make it happen. And I want to be clear, I'm not talking about scheduling every single minute. That's not realistic for most people. I'm talking about having a clear picture of the 3 to 5 most important things you need to accomplish that day. That's it. Not a list of 20 things. Not an overwhelming agenda that makes you anxious just looking at it. There are there are 5 things that truly matter. And then you spend your day attacking those things with everything you got. Because here's the truth. If you spend all day on important things, your life will be remarkable. Most of us major in minor things. We spend our best energy on things that don't matter and wonder why we're not making progress. But when you flip that, when you put the important stuff first and let the small stuff fill the gaps, everything changes. Now, the last piece of this puzzle, and I think it might be the most important one, is focus. You've been told to focus your entire life. Your teacher said, your parents said it, your boss said it, but nobody actually taught you how. Think about that for a second. We're told to focus from the time we're 5 years old, but nobody sits us down and says, here's how you actually do it. And so most people sit down to work on something for an hour, and their attention is truly locked in for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. The rest of the time, their mind is wandering. They're checking their phone, they're thinking about lunch, they're worrying about something that happened yesterday, and then wonder why they can't get anything done. And here's what I want you to understand: focus is a skill. It's not something you either have or you don't have. It's something you build through practice, just like a muscle. And one of the best ways to build that muscle is through meditation. Even 5 minutes a day of sitting quietly and bringing your attention back to your breath every time it wanders. That focus training. You're literally teaching your brain to notice when it drifts and pull it back inside. And over time, that ability transfers to everything else in your life. You'll sit down to work and actually work. You'll have a conversation and actually listen. You'll be present in your life instead of constantly somewhere else in your head. And this all connects to a bigger idea that I want to leave you with today. Most of us have way too much on our plate. We said yes to too many things. We've accumulated too many obligations, too many commitments, too many possessions, too many sources of information coming at us all day long. And all that creates noise. It creates clutter, not just in your physical space, but in your mind. And when your mind is cluttered, you can't think clearly. You can't prioritize. You can't focus. Everything feels overwhelming. So I want to challenge you to start eliminating, start cutting. Look at your to do list and ask yourself, if I could only do 3 things on this list, which 3 would make the biggest difference? Do those 3. The rest can wait. And if something has been sitting on your list for weeks and you still haven't done it, ask yourself honestly, does this actually matter? If it does, do it now. If it doesn't, cross it off and stop carrying it around. Just do things just because they're easy or because they've always been on your list. Start doing things because they're important. Start making decisions based on what moves your life forward, not what's quick or comfortable. Look at your commitment too. The weekly obligations, the clubs, the activities, the social events, all of them are serving you? Or are they aligned with your goals and your values? Or some of them just eating up time that could be spent on something that actually matters to you? And I'm not saying something like this to become a hermit. Connections and community are important, but be honest about what's adding value to your life and what's just taking up space. Because every time you say yes to something that doesn't matter, you're saying no to something that does. Same thing goes for information. We spend an incredible amount of time consuming information, news, social media, articles, videos, podcasts, emails, and very little time actually doing anything with it. Cut back. You don't need to know everything that's happening everywhere all the time. You need to know what's important and then you need to act on it. Consuming less and doing more is one of the fastest ways to reclaim your time. So let me bring this all together. You have 24 hours in a day. That's not going to change. But what you do with those 24 hours, that's entirely up to you. Stop telling yourself you don't have enough time and start asking yourself where your time is actually going. Get clear on your priorities. Stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Get organized. Eliminate distractions. Start your day earlier. Track your time so you can see the truth. Plan your day the night before. Practice focusing at higher level and strip your life down to the essentials, the things that truly matter, the things that move you forward, the things that align with who you want to be and the life you want to live. Because here's the bottom line. You have all the time you need. You really do. You just have to be willing to make the adjustments necessary to use it wisely. And when you do, you'll look back and wonder how you ever felt like there weren't enough hours in the day. All right, that's what I got for you today. If this hits home, share it with somebody who's always saying they don't have enough time. Subscribe if you haven't already, and leave us a review. That helps us reach more people, and it means the world to me. To write us a review, open this podcast in your app and search for the Elevate Life Project. And if you want to discover your true purpose, head over to the elevatelifeproject.com. As always, aim higher and elevate your life. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Elevate Life Project. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like our show, please write us a review. By writing us a review, you will help raise our profile so more people can find our show. Links to our sponsors and other tools can be found in our show notes, along with other useful information. For more information on our coaching classes, please visit our website at elevatelifeproject.com and sign up for our newsletter. Remember, aim higher, elevate your life.